Welcome back to Cozy English Podcast. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be back. I'm Avery.
And I'm Melody. We have a question for you to start, a warm-up question. Can you tell a simple story about your friend in English?
That's a great question. Telling stories is such a good way to practice. Do you like telling stories, Melody?
I do. I love sharing little moments. It connects us with other people. How about you, Avery?
I like it too, though sometimes I feel a little shy. But stories about friends are the best.
I agree. And to our listeners, do you talk about your friends in English? It can be hard to find the right words.
Exactly. And that's why today we're talking about friendship and personal stories. We want to give you the words and confidence to share your own stories about your friends.
Yes, by the end of this episode, you will learn some key phrases, hear some example stories from us, and get a chance to practice telling your own.
It's going to be a fun, cozy episode. So let's get started. First, let's learn some useful words and phrases, a little vocabulary warm-up.
Great idea, Avery. These will help you build your story. Let's start with the most important one, my friend.
Right, this is simple but important. You can say, he is my friend, or she is my friend. For example, I am going to the park with my friend, David.
Perfect. Okay, next phrase is we met. This is the past tense of we meet. You use this to talk about how you became friends. For example, I met my friend in college.
We met, got it. How about we went? This is the past tense for we go. So you can say, last weekend we went to the movies.
We went. And after you went somewhere, maybe we talked. Past tense of we talk. We went to a cafe and we talked for 2 hours.
That's a good one. Now, every story needs a little action, so a useful phrase is, we had a problem. It doesn't have to be a big, serious problem. It can be a small one.
Right, like, we wanted to see a movie, but we had a problem. The tickets were sold out.
Exactly. And if you have a problem, you need a solution.
Yes, so our next phrase is we solved it. Solved is the past tense of solve. So the tickets were sold out, but we solved it. We decided to watch a different movie.
Perfect. Okay, so we have phrases for actions. Now let's learn a few words for feelings. Emotions make stories better. Let's start with happy.
Of course, happy. We all know this feeling. An example sentence is, I was happy to see my friend.
Simple and clear. What about the opposite? Sometimes in a story, someone is upset. Upset means a little sad or a little angry. For example, my friend was upset because he lost his phone.
Upset. A very useful word. Another feeling word is surprised. This is for when something happens that you did not expect. She gave me a gift. I was so surprised.
I like that feeling. And one more, excited. Excited is when you are very, very happy and energetic about something, usually something in the future. We are going on a trip next week. I'm so excited.
Excited is a great word. Okay, so let's review quickly. We have my friend, we met, we went, we talked, we had a problem, and we solved it.
And for feelings, we have happy, upset, surprised, and excited. Now you have the tools to build a story.
So let's show our listeners how to use them. Avery, why don't you ask me for a story?
That's a great set of tools, but what if we want to add more detail? Let's talk about describing our friends.
Good idea. We can use adjectives. For example, my friend Sarah is very kind. K-I-N-D. Kind means she is nice and cares about others.
And my friend Ben is very supportive, S-U-P-P-O-R-T-I-V-E. Supportive means he helps me when I have a problem.
So Sarah is my friend. We met a few years ago. We were in a cooking class together. It was very fun.
A cooking class, that's a cool way to meet someone.
It was. So last weekend, I called her. I said, "Hi, Sarah, let's get a coffee." and she said yes. So we went to a small cafe near my home.
Nice and simple.
Yes, it was a beautiful, sunny day. We sat outside. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about our jobs. We talked about a new movie we both saw. It was a really nice conversation.
Sounds perfect.
It was, but then we had a problem.
Oh, a problem? What happened?
Well, we finished our coffee, and it was time to pay. I opened my bag to get my wallet, but my wallet was not there. I forgot it at home.
Oh no, I've done that before. It's not a good feeling.
It's not. I was so upset with myself. I said, "Oh, Sarah, I am so sorry. I forgot my wallet." I felt a little embarrassed.
Right, of course.
But Sarah, she just smiled. She wasn't worried at all. She said, "Melody, it's okay. Don't worry. I can pay. It's no problem."
Ah, what a good friend.
The best! I was so surprised and happy. Her reaction was so kind and easygoing. So she paid for both of our coffees, and just like that, we solved it. The problem was gone.
That's a wonderful, simple story. It really shows what friendship is about. It's not about big, dramatic things. It's about small moments of kindness.
Exactly. I felt so relieved and cared for. It made our coffee time even better. It's nice to know your friend is there for you, even for a small problem like a forgotten wallet.
That's very true. Thank you for sharing that, Melody. Okay, I guess it's my turn now.
It is. Avery, do you have a story about helping a friend?
I do. This story is about my friend Ben. He is my friend from a long time ago. We met in college in a history class.
Okay, Ben from college.
Yes, so a few months ago, Ben had a problem at his job. He was feeling very, very stressed.
Oh, stress is a difficult feeling. Why was he stressed?
He had a very big, very important project at work. The deadline was coming soon and he felt he couldn't finish it. He felt overwhelmed.
That's a tough situation.
It was. So he called me. We talked on the phone and he sounded very upset. He said, "Avery, I have too much work. I can't do it. I don't know where to start."
So what did you do?
Well, the first thing I did was just listen. I let him talk about the project, about his boss, about all his worries. I didn't interrupt. I just listened.
That is so important. Sometimes people just need to say everything out loud.
Exactly. After he finished, I gave him some simple advice. I said, "Ben, you should take a break, just for 10 minutes. Stand up, walk away from your computer, and take a deep breath."
That's good advice. It's hard to remember to do that when you're stressed.
It is. And then I said one more thing. I said, "Don't worry about the whole project right now. Just think about one small thing you can do. Just one small step."
One step at a time. I like that.
Yeah, he was quiet for a second, and then he said, "You're right. Okay, I can do that." He already sounded a little bit better, a little bit calmer. So he took a break, and later that day, he told me that he was able to go back to work and finish a part of the project. He solved his problem, but I helped him by listening and giving him a little support.
That's a fantastic story, Avery. It shows that helping a friend isn't always about fixing their problem for them. It's about being there to support them.
That's right. Just a little encouragement can make a big difference.
It really can. Okay, so our listeners have heard my story about Sarah and your story about Ben. I think they are ready to practice.
I agree. Now it's your turn. Tell a story about your friend. Don't be nervous. It can be a very simple story.
That's right. We are going to ask some questions to help you. After each question, we will pause for a few seconds. You can pause the podcast and speak your answer, or just think about it quietly.
Ready? Okay. First question. Who is your friend? What is his or her name?
Great. Next question. Where did you meet your friend? Use the phrase, "we met."
Okay. Now think of a time together. What did you do together? Did you go somewhere? You can use "we went" or "we talked."
Now, think about a problem. Did you or your friend have a problem? It can be a very small problem.
How did you feel? Or how did your friend feel? Were you happy, upset, surprised?
And finally, how did you solve the problem? What happened in the end?
Great job, everyone. We know it's not easy to speak a new language, but you are doing wonderfully.
Yes, wonderful job. Every time you practice, you get a little bit better. That brings us to the end of our episode. That was so much fun, Avery.
It was. Let's do a quick recap of the key phrases to help our listeners remember.
Good idea. So, to talk about meeting your friend, you can say, I met my friend at school or last year.
To talk about things you did, you can say, we went to a park, or last weekend we went to a restaurant.
And to describe helping someone, you can say, my friend had a problem, and I helped my friend.
These simple phrases can help you build amazing stories. We hope you use them.
And we really want to hear your stories. Please write in the comments on our website or social media. Tell a short story about your friend. We read every comment.
Yes, please share with the Cozy English community. Thank you all for listening today. It was a pleasure to spend this time with you.
And don't forget to subscribe and share this episode. Sharing it with a friend is the best way to help our podcast grow.
We'll be back next week with another cozy conversation.
Until then, take care. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.